My 3-year-old had a big meltdown at bedtime the other night, and here's how I gentle parented it while still holding all of the boundaries that I needed to hold, because you can be compassionate and still be strict and hold boundaries at the same time. My 3-year-old and 1-year-old share a bedroom. They got to bed a little late, so he was overtired. We tucked him into bed, and he was just not having it. He wasn't ready to go to bed. So there's the first boundary is, hey, it's bedtime. We're going to go to bed. We're done with reading, playing, etc. So we tucked him in, turned on his little Yodo card, and left. And he was just having a hard time. Kept going in there to check on him every few minutes, get him tucked back into bed, give him a little cuddle. And at some point, he started crying for cars. He wanted more cars in his bedroom, in his bed. And this is the thing with toddlers when they get into a tantrum, is the thing they're asking for isn't actually important. It's just the thing that their brain has latched onto that they're having a hard time letting go of because they're dysregulated. Not because they're being defiant or manipulative or whatever, but because they're dysregulated. And when you understand that about their brain, how you approach it changes. The boundaries didn't change even though he was crying and upset about it, right? The boundary was still, it's bedtime and it's time to get in bed and go to sleep. And the boundary was, I'm not going to get you any cars right now. But at this point, he was screaming, he was like hitting the door, he was throwing stuff. And so no, like, you can't have any cars at this point because number one, it's not even going to be safe. And number two, you're obviously overtired and just need to go to sleep. And so this is where I think people say that like gentle parenting doesn't have any boundaries. Like, I didn't let him get out of bed. He didn't get any cars. He didn't just cry and then I eventually gave in and gave him what he wanted. After checking on him a handful of times, I went in there and I sat next to his bed. He was very dysregulated still. And so I was like, okay, we're not going to get any cars. I know you're frustrated. He was just going, cars, cars, cars. Like, he was just crying about it. And that's fine. And I said, I'm just going to lay here. You put your head on the pillow and I'll scratch your back for a minute. And tomorrow we can try again. Right now, we're not getting any cars. And he laid his head on the pillow. I scratched his back for a minute, which is that co-regulation piece, right? Helping him because he was actually dysregulated, and little toddlers need an adult to help them regulate when they're dysregulated like this. I scratched his back for maybe 30 seconds and he fell asleep. Respectful parenting in the way that I do it is actually pretty strict parenting. And it's not just giving your kids anything they want because they're upset and they have feelings about it. It's holding your boundaries and understanding that they need help with their nervous system when it comes to regulating all of the emotions that they have in those different situations. Doing those two things together, research shows, is what helps kids grow up to be the most resilient, kind, caring, successful adults they can be when they're older.